Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel and today's live trading session. Well, it's Tuesday morning and I'm quite eager to actually jump in and show you a few things. Now, before that, let me just quickly connect the live session on Facebook. How do we do that? Okay, so if I go here, okay, that is okay. Right, okay. Having a little bit of a trouble with connecting on Facebook. Let me try and reload that and see how's that gonna work. Then I'll walk you through the chart quickly and then show you a few bits and pieces. For today, I have also, okay, I have connected that. Let me just do that. Okay. No. That is bizarre. Why is that happening? Oh yeah, because that is kick. All right, yeah, here we go. I found the Facebook. Hey, that is good. We're connecting and we're getting there. So bear with me just 1 minute. Okay. Right, okay, we're getting there, I promise. So that's that, that's that. Okay. I just don't know what's going on with this Facebook at the minute. Sorry guys to keep you waiting. Some technical issues by the looks of things. And then in the meantime, crude oil has made a lower low as well. Come on, honey. Why are you doing that to me? Oh, my days. Come on. Should I start again? Let's do that. Sorry guys, some kind of a technical issues for those who are actually watching me on YouTube, because I'm not able to, in fact, connect to a Facebook for some reason. Very bizarre. Let's see if, in fact, someone is watching. Okay, no one is watching YouTube, so that is good. Oh, you would say so. Let's modify that. Okay. Oh, really? Why are you giving me some hard time today? I don't know, I'm puzzled. That was working earlier. Very interesting. Okay, I have connected. Oh, for fuck's sake. Probably gonna go out of position in the meantime, by the looks of things with crude oil. But hey ho, it's one of them things. So I'm gonna do that in the meantime as well. I just play some music. Why not? Okay, let me go here. At least you'll see what is going on with the trading. In the meantime, whilst I'm sorting out this Facebook issue. All right. Oh, can you believe it? I'm actually ready to go live there. Right. Okay. So let's go back here. And then let's just wait a little bit. Crude oil is going to really take me off trade now. But hey ho. Okay. Let's see. Right, okay. Going live on Facebook as well, which is good. Hey, we are live on Facebook as well. So I want to thank you for joining me on Facebook as well. For those who join me on Facebook or YouTube, doesn't really matter. My name is Martin and I'm the founder of Day Trading Futures. Well, today we'll be looking as well crude oil, natural gas as usual, but I also want to bring some more value into those live sessions, and I have prepared some, in fact, risk management advices and also what is risk in trading. I'll walk you through that, but first of all, let me quickly show you what the chart looks like, what position I have open at the moment, and then we can take it from there. Now, so first of all, we're looking at the daily charts. Obviously, it's the 1 hour right here. So we're looking at that just to see how things are going. And as you can see, we have persistently made a higher lows. We kind of found some consolidation area here, where is the $79 per barrel. So I've opened up a little short position myself, as I have found that to be a very good edge for me, and I'm currently in a short position with crude oil. Now we have made a lower lows, but at the moment we just kind of made same height as before, 78.92, and we're finding some resistance right here where is the 50 moving average. Now my profit call is going to be at $78 per barrel. Not precisely 78, but 78.5 it's where I'm going for. So let's see how's that gonna work and if we can in fact make that work. Well, the only thing is obviously we as a traders, we don't know where the market leads us and we don't want to second guess ourselves. So taking up on every edge I perceive is the best strategy I can go with. Obviously, if that turns into a loss, I'll just accept that and move on to my next edge. But like I said, I'm just there for the edges and I cannot really second guess myself. Now, looking at a little breakdown, obviously we're just bouncing off the 5-minute moving average. So let's see where is the market. Are we gonna break below or are we gonna bounce off it and potentially test again the $79 per barrel, where in fact is my stop loss? So hopefully not. But again, I don't really know, so I don't want to be second guessing myself. I'll just let the trade go and then we'll see from there. Now looking at natural gas, as that is being persistently selling off today, as you can see, and then obviously looking at the hourly chart, then you see we bounced off the 50 moving average on a 1 hour chart. And then we have persistently selling off throughout today, bouncing off the 50 moving average. I'm keeping an eye on obviously crude oil because I don't know where that's gonna lead us, but I'm hoping to actually be a nice little profit. At the moment it doesn't look like that, but it feels so. Obviously I'll just let that trade go and then see where that's gonna lead me throughout today. Now, looking at natural gas, obviously I have missed out on the opportunity in the morning because that was early hours. I don't really like trading early because it doesn't have too much volume in the market, and 9 out of 10 you usually just stick with the trends of the day, and that is a pure sell off. Now let's see if we're gonna hold that support we have met earlier. Right here we gap up through it as well, and it's 2.75 for a contract. So let's see if that's gonna in fact work, but I'll be keeping an eye on natural gas as well. Now let me dive you into I'm just looking at crude oil really. Let me just show you I'm 50 quid down at the minute on crude oil. Oh, sorry, that is not the right chart. I'll just put it like that so you know where we are. That is my stop loss, and obviously that is my opening rate right here. Let's see if we can hold it, or we'll be bouncing off that 50 moving average on the 5-minute chart, and then we'll continue uptrending from there, which may be the likely possibility. But with the market, you don't know, because that is the market. We just made a lower height, sorry, and then we'll see if that will allow us to in fact continue downtrending from there, or we're just gonna consolidate the 50 moving average and then move on up from there. Now, most traders, when it comes to risk and how they perceive it, so let me just walk you through what I prepared myself, and hopefully you find that valuable, because I felt really unprepared the last few times I've come live trading, and obviously I don't really want to do that. I want to give you some valuable information, so you stick with me and you keep coming for more valuable information, and I'll be also keep preparing myself, so hopefully you find values, tips, knowledge, and we'll stuck with day trading futures. Now let's talk about a risk and what it means in trading. Most traders really start their careers with a fundamental lack of understanding of what it means to be a trader, the skills that are involved, and the depth to which those skills needs to be developed. Now, what that means is pretty much, how do you perceive the risk in trading? Are you really perceiving it as just another edge, like I told you earlier, or are you scared from the market? That is always the big point when you trade. You shouldn't really feel any stress or anything like that, because the market is the market. We as a traders, we don't really know what will happen with the market, who is in the market, who is waiting to enter, or what is the general force acting in this very moment. So here is a prime example of what I'm talking about. Trading is inherently risky. To my knowledge, no trade has a guaranteed outcome. The possibility of being wrong and losing money is always present. So when you put on a trade, can you consider yourself a risk taker? That is a very good question for you to ask. And even though this may sound like a trick question, it is not. The logical answer to this question is unequivocally yes. Now, when you open up a trade and you really want to say, oh, am I a risk taker or I'm not? Well, every time you open up a trade, there is a possibility of that trade not working. Now, if I engage in an activity that is inherently risky, then I must be a risk taker. This is a perfectly reasonable assumption for any trader to make. In fact, not only do virtually all traders make this assumption, but most traders take pride in thinking themselves as risk takers. Well, I'm not one of them people, to be fair. When I open up a trade, that is the trade, and I'm not too scared. Sometimes the trade feels more risky, like I just seeing, obviously I'll probably get stopped on my trade, but it is what it is, you know, it's another edge, and that won't stop me to get another and another and another edge. Now, obviously my edge is just above a round number. My stop loss is just around above the round number of $70 per barrel. That is another good stop loss, but let's see if that's gonna hold. Now, the problem for people thinking themselves as risk takers is the assumption that the assumption couldn't be further from the truth. Of course, any trader is taking on a risk when they put on a trade, but that doesn't mean that they're correspondingly accepting that risk. I just got stop loss, by the way. In other words, all trades are risky because the outcomes are probable, not guaranteed. But do most traders believe they're taking up on a risk when they put on a trade? Have they really accepted that the trade has a non-guaranteed probable outcome? Let me just open up that chart and see. So yeah, have they really accepted that the possibility of the consequences? The answer is unequivocally no. Most traders have absolutely no concept of what it means to be a risk taker, in the way a successful trader thinks about risk. The more... hang on, I'm just looking at the chart as well, whilst also trying to see what I have wrote for you guys. So let me just quickly have a quick look of the chart, because yeah, we're just bouncing off the $79 per barrel. Probably not the best stop loss, but hey ho, it's one of them things. Now, back to the risk, right? So there is a huge psychological gap between assuming you're a risk taker because you put on a trade and fully accepting the risk inherent in each trade. When you fully accepted the risk, it will have profound implications on your bottom line performance. The best traders can put on a trade without the slightest bit of hesitation or conflict, and just as freely and without hesitation or conflict admit isn't working. So in my case now, like I said, obviously my trade didn't work. Yes, I could have taken profit somewhere here or right here. I didn't do that because now I'm working on something else I also suffer from, and that is very simple. It is the fact that excuse me, it is the fact that when I open up a trade, I'll sometimes rush in and close it prematurely. That is another big issue I have faced, and it is a little bit more difficult to realize that you have to let your winners run, and if you get stop loss, well, you get stopped, but don't close your trades prematurely. That is the main point, because if you do that, you'll then be very subjective on when and how you should be closing a trade if you don't let it run to get to your profit call. And then obviously, because you're working with edges every time in the market, then you know that you'll get stop loss, but then you won't wait for the better profit to come. And that is something I'm currently working with. Sometimes I'll open up a trade, I'm happy with a little bit of profit, but then my stop losses accumulate and they're much greater than the stop losses are greater than my profits. So I'm currently working on that perspective of things, where I'm gonna let my winners run, and also if I get stopped, I get stopped because I don't really control that. The best traders can put on a trade without a slightest bit of let's do that again. Hey, the best traders can put on a trade without the slightest bit of hesitation or conflict, and just as freely and without hesitation or conflict admit isn't working. They can get out of a trade even with a loss, and doing so doesn't resonate with slightly bit of emotional discomfort. Hey. I should be reading better than what I'm writing, but hey ho. Anyway, in other words, the risk inherent in trading do not cause the best traders to lose their discipline or focus or sense of confidence, and that is very important. If you are unable to trade without the slightest bit of emotional discomfort, then you have not learned how to accept the risk inherent in trading. Trying to avoid something that is unavoidable will have a disastrous effect on your ability to trade successfully. Learning to truly accept the risk in any endeavor can be difficult, but it is extremely difficult for traders, especially considering what's at stake, not to consider that risk. So be mindful when it comes down to a risk management and everything like that, because we as a traders, we are constantly put on a pressure of that internal conflict of what if will happen next and what if that happens. So it is very important for us to actually stay cool, stay calm, and let our edges work their way out and see if that is going to be a profit or that's going to be a stop loss, like I just did as well. Could have made a 50 quid right here, probably around 70 to be precise. Looking at obviously the 5 minutes chart, yes, I could have done that, but what if the market broke below and continue downtrending to the first profit call, and that's 78.5. So from that perspective of things, I did the right thing, and that is to let the trade unfold. Because if I'm subjective to, okay, let me take that little, I profit right here, then the market bounced off the 50 moving average and continued downtrending, breaking below the 5 minutes moving average. And then I'll make some little profit, but that is not the goal. The goal is the consistency, is not the little profit here and there. It's actually creating a system that's gonna stick with you and work in your favor. Now, what are generally most traders afraid of? Certainly, losing money and being wrong. Both rank close to the top of the list. Admitting we are wrong and losing money can be extremely painful, and certainly something to avoid. Yet, as traders, we're confronted with these two possibilities virtually every moment we're in a trade. And that's what I talked to you earlier as well. It's that internal conflict of what if that it's tearing us apart sometimes. How do we remain disciplined, focused and confident in the face of constant uncertainty is the main question to be answered. When you have learned how to think like a trader, that's exactly what you'll be able to do. Learning how to redefine your trading activities in a way that allows you to completely accept the risk is the key to thinking like a successful trader. Learning to accept the risk is a trading skill, the most important skill you can learn. When you learn the trading skill of risk acceptance, the market will not be able to generate information that you define or interrupt as painful. And that is important really, guys. And it is very important, in fact, if the information the market generates doesn't have the potential to cause you emotional pain, there is nothing to avoid. It's just an information telling you what the possibilities are. And that is the point what I'm trying to make. It's the market gives us signals of what could potentially happen. And this is so-called an objective perspective, one that is not skewed or distorted by what you're afraid is going to happen or not happen next. So that's what I prepared, in fact, for the risk management. And then in terms of risk, how we can prepare ourselves for that possibilities. I hope that has been very informative for you. Obviously, I could have read it a little bit better, but hey ho. Most of that stuff is in fact from a fantastic book called The Disciplined Trader and Trading in the Zone. I highly advise you guys, I have preaching that for a while now, to get that book. It's 2 books, Mark Douglas, amazing author, and obviously I cannot highly enough recommend those books. So yeah, if you haven't come across those, make sure you get them for yourself, because that will be something very valuable. Now, looking at the charts, let's go there and have a quick look and see what is going on. So we got stop loss and we got stopped right here. So nothing new, obviously. We just made a 100 quid loss on the day, but it's nice and early. It's only 10:30. I've decided to trade in a morning live session because we can then see what is happening. Now, obviously, once the market unfolds, now you can see where we have bounced off the moving average and continue uptrending from there. Let's see. I mean, yeah, I could have perceived that as an opportunity because the market is very bullish, but again, crude oil is very unpredictable. And hey ho, I'm here not to predict what will happen next, but actually to take each and every edge I perceive as an opportunity. And that is the bottom line. Really, it's just taking up on those edges and see what will happen. Because you may have a hunch, you may have an intuition, that's the way you trade. But at the end of the day, the market is consisted of 3 forces: buyers, sellers, and people who are waiting to enter the market. And that is a third potential force, because we don't know who is sitting at home or in the office or on their phone waiting to enter the market. And that is the potential force no one is really talking about, and no one is really proven how that's gonna work, to put it that way. I don't know if I put it across right, but hey ho, it's one of the things, you know. That is fine. So let's see what will happen with crude oil. Let's see if we'll hold that round number of $79 per barrel, or we'll continue uptrending from there, breaking that resistance. But it doesn't look like we may do. So yeah, let's just see, wait and see. I could have prepared a little bit more talking about trading and stuff, but it's a live trading session, so don't want to give myself too much of a hard time. But let's see what will happen. I'll probably trade half an hour today, and then I'll just wrap it up, and then move on to tomorrow's session as well. Okay, sorry guys, a little bit of, yeah, there you go, that's better. Press the wrong button. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, it looks like we'll be holding that power. Yeah, we'll be holding that probably. Yeah, let me just get you onto the chart and show you what is going on. So yeah, it looks like we are reversing off the $79 per barrel. Let's see if we can consolidate. Now, a mistake I probably made in my trade, it's, yeah, I obviously was talking here, so I couldn't really concentrate too much, but at the end of the day, what I should have noticed is the higher high we've made here, the higher low we've made here, an indication of obviously a bullish market. So that should have really told me that I could potentially cut losses here, not waiting for my stop loss, but hey ho, it is one of them things. We as a traders learning every day, but if we stick into our rules, then by all means, it is our rules, and that's it. We got to be rigid in our expectations and really hard on our rules. Don't bend your rules, because that's the rules, right? Do not bend your rules. So let's see, natural gas is kind of consolidating around 2.75 for contract. Previous lows here in the early mornings around 7:30, and then let's see if that is going to be a good support area for today, and if we could potentially going to uptrend from there. So let's have a look and see what is going on with crude oil. Are we in for a bounce off the moving average, or break below and down sell from there? I mean, looking at 1 hourly chart and then also on the 4 hours, we are, what about the daily? Yeah, we are kind of bullish. So I've taken a trend against the major trend. So it is what it is, right? Just focusing on my next edge and then moving on from there. We only got 8 more minutes of live session before we can. Actually, I'll stick around to 11 o'clock, so that is another half an hour. So let's see what is going on today. Okay, so let's see if we can make a lower high. That's probably going to be a good indication of changing of direction. We'll see. Another point I like to talk about is I don't really like trading when there is not enough volume. Obviously, we have some good volume here, but not enough volume on natural gas, although the volume is currently picking up. Again, probably I'm looking to trade some natural gas throughout the day, but not in this particular moment, because there is not too much volume, as you can see. Same thing with crude oil, not too much of a volume, but we kind of consolidated the resistance of $79 per barrel at the minute. I like this background music, it's very calming. I'm gonna break below the moving average here. Let's see. We're looking to break below the moving average by the looks of things, but hey ho. Let's see if that is going to be a good opportunity. Entering the market again with a little short position. Now, in the ideal scenario would be obviously breaking right here. Let me just get some drawing tools and then I'll show you. No. So if we break that way, well then little consolidation here, and then we continue downtrending from there would be the ideal move. So I'll wait for the break, wait for the consolidation, enter, and then hopefully move on from there. But again, we'll see what will happen and how that will happen. We as traders, we cannot just sit and guess, but actually work on our edges. And if that is an edge, I'm definitely taking it, because it's a probability games. The more edges I take, the more opportunities I get, the more money I make. Very simple. It is a code. The law of large numbers. That's what it is. If you flip a coin 100 times, it says that if you apply the same force, I've tried it, it didn't work, but if you apply the same force, if you flip it 100 times, obviously it's going to be 50 heads and 50 tails. My experiment didn't work because simply I didn't apply the same force. So that's better. So yeah, I think that's why it didn't work. But hey ho, let's see what will happen with Crudo. Let's go, Crudo. We're breaking below the moving average. Let's see if we can consolidate. That doesn't look like a double top, does it? We'll see. We'll wait and see. Yeah, we're kind of same area here on the 5-minute chart. And that is that 50 moving average, which we didn't break last time. We bounced off it. Let's see if we can continue testing that $79 per barrel as a resistance area. Yeah, we kind of bounced off it again with some force as well. MACD is changing. I mean, if you look at here, the MACD as well, signaling for a change. Yeah, it could have exited the trade here with a nice 70 quid profit. Wouldn't be bad, but again, I don't want to be subjective on when should I take trade in profit and how should I take profit, because like I said earlier, repeating myself, it is just difficult to predict when the market will stop and reverse. So yeah, taking up on small profits here and there is not the way forward. It is not the way forward, I will repeat, because sooner or later you burn out, because your losses will be greater than those small profits here and there we're taking. So we're sticking on the bigger picture, the bigger plan, and the round numbers being a good profit targets and also stop losses. As you can see here, 79. Okay, we've gone to about 79.6 or 5. Call it the way you want. It's a 6, not a 5. But then we bounced off again, right, the moving average. So let's see if that's going to work for a fact. Ta-da. Natural gas is finding some support. 2.75 for barrel. Sorry, for contract on natural gas. My days. Let's go. Come on, some activity. Otherwise, I'm just gonna wrap up and call the day. Obviously, my goal is an hour trading, is it? Let's just have a quick look. My objective for today is, yeah, an hour, 10 to 11 o'clock. So I'll be with you guys for another not half an hour, but for another 20 minutes or so, and see how's that gonna be, and take it from there. Yeah, we can break that resistance of $79 per barrel. We just made a lower high, obviously a signal, potentially a reversal. We made a lower low, considering this one and this one as well. So is it time to enter a trade? I think so. Let's see. One thing I like to do to focus when I'm trading is actually like listening to a trading in the zone. That has been very, very good. Just to single out, put the headphones on and listen to the book whilst I'm trading. That helps me, give me that golden nuggets in the book. I probably listened to it 10 to 15 times now. I have all marked it up, and then each section it is all written with a bookmark what I can find in this particular section. And it is day in and day out, it's been very proven that is my concentration, and that I can just single out, go to a coffee shop even, and still be able to focus on my trading. I don't have to be at home, but I can go to a coffee shop, I can just pull up my phone, get my headphones on, and just focus on trading. And sometimes it's better, sometimes it's actually much better just to break out from that routine of trading at home, or being on the laptop, on the kitchen counter, or anywhere you find yourself trading. Sometimes it's good just to change the environment, and that gives some more different perspective, nothing more, but it's just a different perspective. That's what it is. So yeah, let's see what will happen. Come on, crude oil, either break above or break below. It's very simple. Not many traders in at the moment. Obviously yesterday was a bank holiday, so we didn't have as much volume as normal on Monday. A bit disappointing, but again, it's trading. I've learned a lesson yesterday. For those who watched the live session, you guys know that I said to you, under certain circumstances with low volume, it's better to stick with the trend rather than reversing. And just now it comes back to me the same mistake I did today. In fact, there is a low volume, granted, there is not so much low volume, but again, it is lower than normal, and then I decided that the market will reverse. Obviously, as traders, we don't really know what will happen, but if I stick to some rules, which are my own rules, then I could potentially make some more profit. But again, it is a trial and error process with trading. It's whatever works for you. It may not work for me. Whatever worked for me may not work for you. It is very simple. So let's see if we'll break above the $79 per barrel. made in lower highs. Oh, sorry, high lows. The way you want to call them. But we again on lower highs right here. So let's see if we can hold that and take it from there. Let's go, crude oil. Show us what you've got. Come on. You can see not much movement in the last 1 hour, only 0.05%. Nothing crazy. Let's see natural gas, how that looking. Yeah, not much of a change. Kind of consolidation areas we're finding ourselves in this morning with natural gas and crude oil. So if I just highlight those, then it will be easier for you to see. A nicely big consolidation area here, as support being 2.75 for contract and resistance being 2.76 to about 2.765 for contract. Different story with obviously crude oil. We have found ourselves a little consolidation right here around $79 per barrel, and that's what I'm preaching you day in and day out, guys. For those who know me, I'm preaching you in fact that round numbers are good profit calls, consolidation areas, and also above those round numbers it's a good stop loss, for example, because 9 out of 10 they will hold, but again, that's the market. We don't know the potential force, who is waiting to enter the market, what information they're gathering to enter the market, and all those things when it comes to trading. So let's see what will happen. Just looking at natural gas as well, it's looking again to test that support. Same thing with crude oil, it's looking to test that resistance. So let me just get out drawings and then let's see what will happen. I think at this time, obviously, it's 15 minutes to 11, which is good. Because on round hours also that brings some volatility in the market. Excuse me, that's not the way to say it, but some volatile moves, right? So every time it comes to around hour, I'm looking the chart because that is another good indication of what can happen and who is that force that is currently acting in the market. So let's see. Looks like we're setting up to break above the $79 per barrel. I mean, if you look at the grand scheme of things, we just made a higher lows. So that pattern is still valid. Let's see if we can make a higher high here. Or we can just bounce off and then downtrend from there. Cool. I just want to quickly, obviously, recap what I told you earlier about taking profits prematurely and then also then running into trouble by letting the losses overtake the profits. So if I go to a closed positions, then you see what actually I'm talking about. So I've just taken that loss right here at £92, nothing significant. That was from yesterday, low volume. I've run my lesson there, but you see here premature closes, and the fact I hate looking sometimes, it is very simple. So if you see lost call, lost call, lost call, market close, market close, market close, lost call, market close, lost call, market close, market close, market close, lost call, market close, lost call, market close, I don't have any profit calls, and that is really that's what I'm talking about sometimes. I mean, today especially, that is what I'm actually referring to as letting those winners run, because I'll tell you for sure that some of those greens, if I was to let the market unfold and I didn't take profit because, oh yeah, let me take that profit a little bit, let me just take it. If those wins were left to a profit call, not a market close, not myself closing those positions, then that would have been easily about 200, 500 pound and so forth, and then the losses I'm taking would have been a small pennies compared to my profits. So I'm on a mission. Yeah, I'll say that way. I'm on a mission, and the mission is simple: letting my winners run, taking every edge I perceive as an opportunity, and let the market unfold. Just let it unfold. That's the goal. Just let it unfold. Now, when it comes to unfold the market, obviously you want to have some profit call, some profit targets, and that's what comes around numbers for me. Like in crude oil, 79, it's a good resistance level, support level, and also profit call, and 78.5 would be another good support, resistance, and also another good profit call. So it always runs out around those round numbers. Same thing with natural gas. I have seen it day in and day out for the last 5 years. So yeah, personally, I have been trading for seriously, I have been trading probably for the last year and a little bit. I have been learning about trading for the last 4 to 5 years. I have read those 2 books a number of times, and that's The Psychology of Trading, and it has helped me enormously has helped me, and those books are invaluable for us as a day traders. Mark Douglas has gone into a lot of depth of our beliefs, how they affect the way we trade, and obviously how we can take advantage of the market by just perceiving an edge. And the edge is an edge has a probable outcome of working or not working, and it's down to us as traders to decide how much are we willing to spend to find out if that edge is going to work or not. In my case, sometimes can be as much as 90 quid, sometimes it's as less as 50 quid. That doesn't really matter because my profit calls always outweigh the stop loss. But in the instance I'm currently working and improving myself, it's just to let my winners run. That is the goal. Just let them run. Because once you're in a winning trade, yes, the market may reverse. It can reverse very volatile as well and can take your winnings away from you. And that's probably what I'm currently facing. It's that greed I have in myself. Oh, let me close that trade because I don't want to lose the 30 quid. But then at the same time, I'm happy to let the market do a stop loss on me and then take 80 quid out of my pocket. So yeah, that is something I'm currently working with, and I think that is the last tweak I have to make before I hit my goal. And that is, the goal is very simple. I'll show you. It's here day in and day out. So as you can see, obviously starting with the 2,400, I've gone through the 5,200. Now I'm working on the 11,400, and then moving on from there to the 21,273,898 pound. Very simple. I'll just put it like that, so then you can properly see it. I don't know if you can see it properly, but yeah, that's how it looks like. That is my goal, that is my vision, that is my plan, that is my dream. That's what I live for, basically. I'll show it to you like that. Let me go on the camera so you can see it better. But yeah, that is what I'm currently living for. You cannot see it, so let me open up on the PC. Let me just find the file. That is Excel. It's already opened something else. Okay, close that. Close that. Let's see where that is. No, sorry guys, I'm just looking for that. I mean, I'm keeping an eye on the market as well. Yep, there it is. Right, so I'll just move it here. Sorry, I got a bigger screen on the other side. So then you can see what exactly I'm talking about. Now the principle, obviously, let me just see if that is exactly what I'm looking at here. Okay, day trades, that needs to be a 5. No. How much was that? That was 15? No. I think it's, what, 6? No. It is a 7. Okay. But yeah, you see how it works here. Very simple. Obviously, we start with the principle, then we're doubling up every month. How that is going to work? It is simple, but it's not easy. Okay. It is simple, but it's not easy, and I'll tell you why. Now, it's a 4% growth a day. Obviously, that sounds a lot, but it's not, because on plus 500, I'm able to leverage. Okay, my leverage at the moment, it's about 1 to 10. So obviously on my account, if that is a 6,000, I'm able to trade with 60,000. Okay, now that ultimately means that if I am to open up a trade and I have a profit of 0.4%, which ultimately on my personal money, what means it's a 4% with the 1 to 10 leverage. Okay, and that is the important part, is the leverage 1 to 10. So I think the plan is very achievable. 0.4% move, it's pretty much from looking at crude oil, it's right here. So if we are to short sell, then we look into a profit call at 50, and it's 0.48%. As I said, it's very achievable. I mean, I've seen it day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out, and I don't let myself do it because I'm closing my trades prematurely, letting my lose run to a stop loss, but then I don't let my winners run to my profit targets, and something I have to work with. Okay, now the ultimate goal is self-improvement, not so much the money you're gonna make from trading, but it is the self-improvement. Now, looking at a crude oil quickly, because a fantastic book I'm currently reading for third time, it's Atomic Habits, and it is the 1% improvement we do on a daily basis that makes the big difference in the long run. Now, if you make a small adjustments every day, obviously over time they kind of grow, and over years, that is the big point, right? Small improvements every day will lead to the big results we seek in the future, and that is the main thing. It's actually not focusing so much on how much money I can make, but in fact on what the market is, how I can improve myself. So just looking at, see, honestly, I don't really like the setup at the moment with crude oil. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like it. It does give me a signal to short sell. We broke below the moving average, but that moving average on the 5 minute, it just have hold for a while. As you can see, we bounced off here again, and then I don't know. I mean, 9 out of 10, it's easy to break the 5 minute moving average because we have the force of 1 minute, and also we have the hourly force as well. But let's see how that's gonna unfold. In the meantime, natural gas broke below the support of 2.75 for contract. So let's see. Yeah, kind of holding. Like I told you earlier, obviously we come across some more volume on natural gas, but we didn't have so much volume. I'll be looking to see what will happen. But let's see now. Crude oil, as we now have a little bit more volume as well. Now we're coming to 11 o'clock. That's going to be obviously the cutoff for the live session, but I want to show you what, and if anything will happen, that will be 11 o'clock, I promise. I mean, I cannot promise as much because I don't know who is in the market, but the end of the day. That's how I feel it. That's how I perceive it as well. So let's wait till 11 o'clock. I'll then wrap it up. It's been 15 minutes. That is probably the longest live session I've done, and not the last long live session I'm gonna do. Looking at a crude oil at the minute, yes, we kind of bouncing above the moving average. Are we gonna break that resistance right here, or are we going to bounce off it and then make a lower low somewhere along the lines here? So if we make a lower high, then obviously that is a good indication to enter again for a short position. But the last 3 positions I've opened crude oil, they're actually short sales, as you can see here. So it has not been a short sales. It hasn't been a very short commodity, to be fair, or I'm just short of luck. I don't know. But yeah, yesterday was a bit of a low volume, and I was looking for that change of direction. It never happened. So yeah, burned myself a little bit right here with 130 quid, and then today 92. But again, that's nothing. So let's just move on to the next edge and just focus on the edges rather than anything else. Not focusing on the money, focus on the edges. It's better. It is much better. So let's see. 10:58 a.m. in the UK. Let's see what the market will do. Who is waiting to enter the market as well at 11 o'clock? All right, 10:59 a.m. You ready? Let's see. There's been quite a consolidation here. I'm gonna lie. If it wasn't for this higher high, I would have been still in a trade. I would have been. But hey ho, it's one of them things. Just moving forward, you know. Tick tock. Oh my days! You see, that's what I'm talking about, guys. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. 10:59. Tick tock, tick tock. Oh, ta ta. Let's see. 10:59. Yeah, we may as well just continue selling off from here, because you see we have obviously a resistance. I mean support. We just made another kind of support area of 78.85. It is 11 o'clock. Like I said, bring some volume right here, but not enough to change direction. Perhaps let's see what will happen and how that is going to unfold. Are we going to consolidate the moving average around here and then continue selling off? It's one way to find out, and that's sticking with the market and then continue just looking at the chart and finding opportunities. Is this a good opportunity to enter now on a short sell? Don't know. I don't know. No one does, to be fair. If you see an edge, take it and see where that takes you. But if not, obviously don't take it and see how the market. I'll tell you one thing: when you don't take the edge, the market always unfolds in the way you was thinking it's gonna unfold. I mean, we as traders, we don't think where the market will unfold because there is so many variables that we cannot take into account. So, but yeah, sometimes I'll see an edge of like, you know, that is too risky, and then the market unfolds that way, and it just mind-boggling why I didn't take that edge. But yeah, anyway, we're coming close to a 1 hour trading, so I'll wait for that 1 hour so I can tick my goal of our day trading today, and then move forward. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, some crackling noise here. Let's see how crude oil is gonna unfold. I mean, yeah, like natural gas, it's still selling off bit by bit. Not enough volume though. We made a lower high on crude oil. I think it will be, obviously, if anything is to happen, we'll be changing direction. So, because like a huge consolidation area here, huge resistance area here. I mean, unless we are in for a huge push, the market will sell off. I mean, crude oil will sell off. That's my perception of it. Obviously, I might be wrong. Everyone has its own perception and own intuition, but yeah, that's the way I see it at the minute. So it's with as traders, we just trade in every now moment, 100%. I'll put that here. It's 100%. We as traders, we need to be focused in every now moment of what is happening. Right? Are we consolidating at the moment below the moving average? Let's see. We still got 4.5 minutes of live session, so let's see how that's gonna go. Again, nice little push on the volume chart right here. Testing to break above the moving average. Four minutes left, 4 minutes to go before I wrap up. So if you guys have any questions, now it's the time to ask those questions. I'm here to answer them. If you have found something valuable in what I said, please do share it with other people. That's why I'm here, to share my golden nuggets. That's why I actually prepared myself for today as well. It's to give you that, what I think it's very valuable as a traders, and that skill of risk management. So yeah, another thing I like to share is a loss should not really take you out of the zone, guys. Yeah, that is a big thing, right? So a loss should be just a loss. It's a numbers games. Yeah, the more trades you take, if the edge is right, the more edges obviously you take, the more profits you can make if you let them run. Okay, because if you don't let them run, then your losses will be greater than your profits, because you'll be the greed. It's unreal, right? And that's something I've learned. It's when and how to close a profits, right? How to take profits when it comes down to profit. It's first take 1/3 of it. For example, 4-5 ticks into profit, right? That profits will take you a long way. Now, the second place to take profit would be on your target. So on crude oil, that would be, for example, if I short, then the market decides that is a good time to short, and then it kind of sells off. My first profit call would be 78.52. I'll take the second third. So I'll take 1/3 here, I'll take 1/3 here, and then I'll let the other third just move. Just go. Just let it move and see where that's gonna take us. So let's see. Yeah, not much happened at 11 o'clock apart from this candle right here, but obviously that did not affect the market. The market did. I mean, crude oil is trying to break above the consolidation or the resistance, the way you call it. I mean, it's a consolidation area here because we made some highs. We had a little sell-off earlier, but that was yesterday. Like I said, low volume, very low volume, not too much. Sticking with the trend would have been the best strategy for yesterday. Oh, that's today. Hang on. Yeah. Anyway, probably no one's gonna watch until the end of this 1 hour video anyway. So, right. 59 minutes and 12 seconds. So yeah, I'm preparing myself to wrap up and then move on. I'm probably gonna go to a Pret, grab a coffee, listen to a Trading in the Zone, and then get in the zone. That is the goal. So yeah, let's wrap up, shall we? Right, okay. Guys, I want to thank you so much for today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for all those people who's going to watch the video after it's published as well, because I understand it's early mornings. Obviously in America, it's even earlier than in the UK. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll be live trading tomorrow. It's going to be a shorter live trading tomorrow, only about half an hour, but I'll be here trading. It's going to be afternoon one, perhaps looking around 3 o'clock until about 3:30, because tomorrow it's crude oil storage report, so we want to get that into the live session because that brings some very volatile moves. Thank you so much for today. Have a fantastic trading day and make sure you end up in good profits. Thank you and have a great day.